Gary Burghoff was an absolute delight. He brought that great charm to the radar. The teddy bear, the cuddliness, the gnat. Few television series have left as profound a mark on American pop culture as MASH. Renowned for its groundbreaking blend of humor and drama, the show not only captivated audiences during its 11-year run, but also set a viewership record with its unforgettable series finale. Despite its lasting legacy and the widespread love it continues to receive, many behind-the-scenes stories and intriguing facts remain surprisingly lesser known. Today, we'll lift the veil of all such secrets and also reveal which star of the show utterly hated Gary Burghoff and why it was so. Let's get started. Number 20. Origins and Adaptation. Chapter 2. Origins and Adaptation. Most viewers, even the loyal allies of the show, probably don't know that the MASH television series is adapted from the 1968 novel MASH, a novel about three Army doctors, written by Dr. H. Richard Hornberger under the pen name Richard Hooker along with co-author W.C. Hines. The book draws heavily on Hornberger's own experiences as a surgeon during the Korean War, blending dark humor with the harsh realities of wartime medicine. Its candid and satirical portrayal of military life and the challenges faced by medical personnel provided a unique foundation for the series. The novel's success laid the groundwork for a television adaptation that captured both the comedic and dramatic elements of the source material. By focusing on the lives of three Army doctors, the story offered a mix of irreverent humor and poignant commentary on the absurdities and tragedies of war. We've just scratched the surface here. As we go deeper, we'll unveil many shocking and largely unknown facts about the show. Number 19. Writing the Pilot. Chapter 3. Writing the Pilot. Larry Galbart, an accomplished and seasoned screenwriter, had long been immersed in the bustling world of Hollywood. Yet, like many who navigate the relentless pressures of the entertainment industry, he eventually grew weary of the lifestyle. Seeking solace in a change of pace, Galbart relocated to London, hoping to find new inspiration and distance from the often overwhelming Hollywood scene. However, even across the Atlantic, the pull of an intriguing project proved irresistible. When Galbart was approached to write the pilot for MASH, he couldn't pass up the opportunity. Despite his initial intentions to step back from the Hollywood machine, Galbart recognized the unique potential of the concept. Remarkably, he crafted the pilot script in just 2 days. The urgency with which he completed the script did not compromise its quality. Instead, it seemed to channel his creative energy into something exceptional. The network, recognizing the brilliance of his rapid accomplishment, rewarded him handsomely, paying Galbart $25,000 for his work. The pilot, which premiered on September 17, 1972, marked the beginning of a television phenomenon. Galbart's swift yet thoughtful approach set the tone for the entire series, merging sharp wit with poignant storytelling. His writing laid the foundation for MASH's enduring success, proving that even a project born out of unexpected opportunity could leave a lasting impact. Number 18. Casting Choices and Changes. Chapter 4. Casting Choices Changes. Did you know that Mlan Stevenson originally hoped to be cast as Hawkeye Pierce, the lead surgeon, but of course the role ultimately went to Alan Alda. Meanwhile, comedian Robert Klein was offered the part of Trapper John McIntyre, but declined, opening the way for Wayne Rogers to take the role. Despite his prominent place on the show, Rogers never signed a formal contract, which allowed him the freedom to leave the series whenever he chose. This uncertain contract situation created an unusual dynamic on set, as Rogers' ability to exit at any moment added tension behind scenes. His departure after 3 seasons reflected this unique arrangement, which contrasted with the more stable contracts held by other main cast members. The casting choices and contractual nuances shaped the early development of the show's core characters and influenced its evolving ensemble. Speaking of the evolving ensemble, you're not going to believe this. Number 17. Klinger was not supposed to be a recurring character. Chapter 5. Klinger was not supposed to be. When the character of Maxwell Klinger was first conceived for MASH, he was originally intended to appear in just 1 episode. Initially, the concept was inspired by a story from comedian Lenny Bruce, who once claimed to have been discharged from the Navy after professing homosexual tendencies. The idea was to present Klinger as a soldier trying to get dismissed from military service. However, the writers and the network decided to take a different approach. Instead of portraying Klinger as a gay character, a portrayal that could have been considered controversial on television at the time, they reimagined him as a straight man who wore women's clothing to appear unfit for service. This creative twist not only preserved the comedic intent, but also allowed the character to fit seamlessly into the show's light-hearted yet thoughtful tone. What began as a brief comedic role quickly grew into something much more significant. The unique blend of humor and resilience that Klinger embodied, brought to life by Jamie Foxx's outstanding performance, made the character an instant hit. Audiences connected with Klinger's determination and resourcefulness, and his antics became a staple of the series. Rather than simply being a one-note gag, Klinger evolved into one of the most beloved and enduring characters on MASH. Number 16. Real-Life Military Experience. Chapter 6. Real-Life Military Experience. Alan Alda and Jamie Foxx brought authentic military experience to their roles on MASH. Drawing from their own service backgrounds, Alan Alda, who played the witty and compassionate Hawkeye Pierce, had served in the Army Reserve. This experience provided him with a genuine understanding of military life, particularly the unique challenges and disciplined environment faced by Army doctors. Alda's first-hand knowledge of how soldiers cope with stress and maintain a sense of humor in difficult situations allowed him to portray Hawkeye with an authenticity that balanced both irreverence and empathy. Jamie Foxx, who played the beloved and eccentric Corporal Klinger, also brought his real-life military experience to the series, having served in the Army before pursuing his acting career. Foxx understood the nuances of military life, from the rigid routines to the ways soldiers would push boundaries to maintain their individuality. His character Klinger was famously known for his cross-dressing antics as part of his attempts to secure a discharge on the grounds of mental instability. While Klinger's antics were played for laughs, Foxx's portrayal remained grounded, conveying both the desperation and creativity of a soldier seeking escape from the harsh realities of war. The personal connection to military life helped Foxx infuse Klinger with a sense of realism, making him more than just a comic relief character. Number 15. The Story of the Laughter Track. Chapter 7. The Story of the Laughter Track. When MASH was in its early stages, both Larry Galbart, the pilot's writer, and Gene Reynolds, the executive producer, strongly opposed the use of a laugh track. They felt that the show's blend of comedy and serious wartime drama shouldn't rely on canned laughter, which might undermine the tone. However, CBS, the network airing the show, insisted on including a laugh track because it was standard practice for all 30-minute sitcoms at the time. To reach a compromise, the producers agreed that the laugh track would not be used during the operating room scenes where the tone was more serious and somber. As the series progressed, the laugh track was gradually used less frequently and then dropped altogether in the 11th season. Interestingly, when MASH aired in the UK on the BBC, the laugh track was omitted entirely, allowing the show to stand out as a drama comedy. Number 14. Cameos and Real Connections. Chapter 8. Cameos and Real Connections. MASH featured an impressive lineup of notable guest stars, including Ron Howard, Leslie Nielsen, and Patrick Sees. Ron Howard, known for his youthful charm, appeared as a Marine eager to serve, capturing complexities of innocence and duty. Leslie Nielsen, famous for his later comedic roles, showcased his dramatic range in a serious and thoughtful portrayal. Patrick Sees, before his rise to stardom, played a soldier facing a grim diagnosis, delivering a performance that balanced strength and vulnerability. But wait, that's not all. The show's creators also infused personal elements into the characters, subtly bridging the gap between fiction and reality. One such touch involved Mike Frell's character B.J. Hunut, who was portrayed as a devoted family man. In a thoughtful nod to his own life, Frell had B.J.'s daughter named after his real-life daughter Erin. This personal connection added authenticity to the character's portrayal of fatherhood. Similarly, when it came to Colonel Potter, played by Harry Morgan, the show's attention to detail once again shone through. The photo used to depict Potter's wife was in fact a picture of Morgan's actual spouse. Shocking, right? Well, let's move on. Number 13. A Challenge for the Writers. Chapter 9. A Challenge for the Writers. The MASH writing team faced ongoing challenges, with cast members frequently complaining about the scripts, often requesting changes or expressing dissatisfaction with their lines. To address this issue creatively and firmly, writer Ken Levine and his colleagues devised a strategy that sent a clear message to the cast. On 2 occasions, they rewrote scenes requiring the actors to wear heavy winter parkas while filming outdoors on the Malibu ranch set during the peak of summer, where temperatures range from 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, forced to perform under these uncomfortable conditions. Sweating through layers of cold weather gear, the cast quickly understood the writers' frustration with the constant script notes. This clever tactic effectively discouraged further complaints. Number 12. Trivia and Easter Eggs. Chapter 10. Trivia and Easter Eggs. Alan Alda's attention to detail is evident in his choice to wear the same hat that Donald Sutherland, who played Hawkeye Pierce in the 1970 MASH film War. This hat, seen in the series opening credits, served as a symbolic bridge between the movie and the series, paying homage to the character's origins. Alda's dedication to preserving these small but significant details demonstrated his respect for the source material and his commitment to portraying Hawkeye in a way that honored the role's cinematic foundation. Another interesting piece of MASH history revolves around Radar O'Reilly's teddy bear, a seemingly insignificant prop that became one of the most cherished symbols of the series. Throughout the show, Radar's teddy bear was a comforting presence reflecting the character's youthful innocence and vulnerability amidst the chaos of war. After the series ended, the bear was thought to be lost, sparking curiosity among fans who wondered about its fate. Remarkably, the bear resurfaced years later and was auctioned off to Gary Burghoff, the actor who played Radar, allowing the iconic prop to return to the actor who portrayed Radar. Number 11. The Stories Behind the Names. Chapter 11. The Stories Behind the Names. During MASH's sixth season, the writers incorporated a playful and personal touch by naming 4 Marine patients after members of the 1977 California Angels baseball team. The following season, Season 7, they continued this tradition by naming patients after players from the 1978 Los Angeles Dodgers. This nod to the sport added an inside joke for fans familiar with the teams and showcased the writers' creative flair in blending pop culture with the series' narrative. Additionally, in the poignant episode Goodbye Radar, Radar O'Reilly's girlfriend was named Patty Haven, a tribute to one of writer Ken Levine's former girlfriends. But wait, there's more to it, and you're going to be thoroughly shocked. Number 10. Comics and Codes from the Future. Chapter 12. Comics and Codes from the Future. In the 15th episode of the first season, titled Tuttle, Radar's well-known love for comic books takes center stage, revealing a curious anachronism. Radar, the lovable and geeky company clerk, is frequently seen diving into a world of science fiction during his downtime. However, the show is set during the Korean War in the early 1950s, which raises a puzzling question. How did Radar come to possess comics from decades later? In this episode, Radar is shown reading the 10th issue of Captain Savage and His Battlefield Rangers, a comic that was actually published in January 1969, more than 15 years after the Korean War ended. This subtle yet striking detail is part of a broader pattern of small anachronisms scattered throughout the series, often escaping the notice of casual viewers. Another example of an out-of-place object appears in the 14th episode of the 11th season, Give and Take. In this episode, Sergeant Klinger performs an act of kindness by offering a chocolate bar to a severely injured North Korean soldier. While the gesture is heartwarming, the show accidentally includes a detail that breaks the period authenticity. The chocolate bar displays a UPC barcode. These barcodes, essential for modern retail, were not introduced until 1976, 2 decades after the Korean War. When the soldier turns the packaging upside down, the barcode is clearly visible, creating a small but glaring historical inaccuracy. Such details, while minor, show how MASH occasionally slipped in elements from the future, blending them into the show's 1950s setting in ways most viewers wouldn't easily spot. These little mistakes serve as quirky reminders that even the most carefully crafted period dramas sometimes get caught sneaking in modern conveniences. Speaking of the Korean War, here's another interesting tidbit. Chapter 13, Longevity. Number 9. The show lasted more than the war. Remarkably, MASH outlasted the actual conflict it depicted by a significant margin. While the Korean War itself lasted just 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days from June 25, 1950 to July 27, 1953. The show aired for a full 11 years, premiering in 1972 and concluding in 1973-1983. This considerable extension beyond the war's duration was never perceived as a drawback by the creative team. Instead, it was embraced as an opportunity to deepen the series' exploration of war's complexities and human costs. The producers and writers recognized that the show had grown into much more than a simple war comedy or drama. Over time, MASH became a culturally significant platform that blended sharp satire, dark humor, and poignant drama to address issues that extended far beyond the battlefield, resonating with audiences grappling with contemporary conflicts like the Vietnam War and broader questions about military ethics, trauma, and camaraderie. Alan Alda, who played the lead character, Captain Benjamin Hawkeye Pierce, helped shape MASH into a sophisticated series capable of balancing comedy with serious social commentary. Alder and his colleagues understood that the longevity of the show allowed them to evolve the narrative and characters in ways that reflected the changing social and political landscape of the 1970s and early 80s. This temporal flexibility freed them from constraints of strict historical accuracy regarding the war's timeline, enabling the show to use its fictional setting as a lens through which to examine enduring issues like the futility and wastefulness of war, the psychological toll on soldiers and medical staff, and the clash between individual morality and military protocol. The extended run also allowed for the development of richly drawn characters whose personal stories and ethical dilemmas gave viewers a nuanced understanding of the war's impact on human lives. Over 11 seasons, MASH was able to depict the shifting dynamics of military life, the bonds forged in adversity, and the coping mechanisms ranging from humor to rebellion that individuals employed in the face of constant danger and loss. The show's success in transcending its original premise contributed to its lasting popularity with episodes that blended slapstick comedy, heartfelt drama, and sharp political critique. Moreover, the longevity of the series ensured that it became a part of the cultural conversation surrounding war and peace well after the Korean War had faded from immediate public consciousness. Its continued presence on television during a time when the United States was grappling with the aftermath of the Vietnam War and Cold War tensions gave MASH an enduring relevance. Number 8. Visible T Markers. Chapter 14. Visible T Markers. In the first episode of the 10th season titled Showbiz, an ironic mistake appears that perfectly fits the episode's theme about the entertainment industry. In film and television production, actors are often guided on where to stand and which direction to face by marks on the ground, commonly shaped like a T. These T markers serve a purely technical purpose, helping actors hit their marks so the camera framing and lighting are just right. Ideally, these markers remain hidden from the audience to preserve the illusion of reality.